How's it going out there? Welcome to
Good.
another, good. Welcome to another episode of the Life Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Tony Longobardi or Anthony Longobardi. I'm a change specialist, a behavior change specialist. And I got into coaching later in my career and later in my life. And part of getting into coaching is like really finding ways to give back to the world. And I did a little bit of that throughout my life. And now I want to do more of that through my coaching practice. And so I brought a guest on today for the Life Coach's Corner, Crystal Foyle. And we're going to talk, we're going to ask some hard questions because this is what we do in the Life Coach's Corner. Life Coach's Corner is about that coaching moment in between each round of a fight. I was a previous boxer for a long time, competitive fighter, great record. Thought I was going to be the best thing in the world. And it's a tough world out there. And so there's a moment in between each fight, in each fight, in between each round, where a coach comes out and coaches their fighter, and they have 1 minute to tell them everything they need to tell them, so they don't go out there and get their head knocked off in that next round. And so there's going to be challenge, there's going to be rawness, there's going to be realness, and this is going to be humanity, right? This in these moments, we bring you what we actually are, who we actually are. None of these scripted TV style moments or filtered era. So Crystal Foyle, welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Tony, for having me. I am very
Mm-hmm.
grateful.
Yeah, Crystal
So
is super cool. I know you from a coaching program,
yeah,
and I sent out a message to kind of invite some more coaches, and you just jumped on it. Tell me
of course.
what inspired you and how you came to it.
It's definitely the fact that I could share,
Mm,
being able to share knowledge, being able to help others help themselves, because that's what coaching is about, right? You help others help themselves. So being able to have the opportunity to just um, give someone advice and they are able to change their lives with that. That's my number one reason why I jumped up the opportunity. And two, because I want to get my voice out there. I
mm,
want people to know that you're capable of far beyond what you think you are,
mm-hmm.
right? And I'm very grateful to be here. So my name is Crystal Foyle again. I am
Mm-hmm.
from Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad to be
So
exact.
cool. So cool.
I am an author of a book. I have it here with me. It's called
Okay.
Affirmations My Way,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's an
Beautiful.
affirmation book in terms of changing your mindset and the way that you view things and speaking things into existence. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I do hope that I am able to answer all the questions, um, and not just answer them, but help someone out there. So
Right.
I definitely look forward to it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being willing to come on, and answering these questions will help at least one person. And
Of course.
sometimes, yeah, so as coaches, as you know, Crystal, that's really all we want to do, right?
Yes.
And we'd love to help millions, but our
Mhm.
goal is just one at a time, right?
Yeah.
One person. So
Yeah.
these are questions my friends asked, other coaching platforms have asked, lots of different people. So these are legitimate questions. I have one question from me today, which I don't normally do, but I thought it would be fun to give me a fun question from myself.
Yes.
Um, and so how this will run, each time what we do is we run it like a boxing match or a fight match. So we'll do 5 minute
Okay.
rounds, and we'll do a little bit of a break in between. We'll have a back and forth. We'll have a conversation. I'll have questions. She'll have questions. We'll bob. We'll weave. We'll figure out some good things and hopefully get to a good answer for these
Mhm.
individuals that might be able to just help the listeners
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So, Crystal, are you ready?
I'm ready. Definitely.
All right, ding, ding, ding. So the first question comes from Catherine Greenleaf from one of the How to Make a Podcast. As I was podcasting, I kind of do a little podcasting too, but as I was podcasting, I wanted to kind of know what those mindsets thought of coaching as well. So I asked this question to them as well. What would you ask a life coach if you could ask any question you want? And she asked, how do people sabotage their success in life, work, family, and relationships? Go.
By not resting. Rest
So
is
true.
essential, and
True.
I think people think that they have to be going at all times, going. No, you don't have to. You need to rest. Rest is essential. It's when you're resting is where you get to see what you could do, where
Mhm.
you could go, the things that you're capable of. Rest is essential. You sabotage those stuff by not resting and not taking time to spend with your family, not taking
Mhm.
time for yourself. It's essential to take time for yourself and rest.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Awesome. Awesome. So, but you don't get paid when you rest.
Of course, you don't get paid when you rest, but you don't need to get paid to rest. You need to take that mental. Okay, let's say you're constantly going.
Hmm.
Yes, you want to make that money, you have that bill to pay, you have those bills to pay, right? But how would you do any of those stuff if you don't rest? How would you push forward if you don't rest? You
Hmm.
need to rest. Your body need rest. Your mind need rest. Your emotions need rest. You just and rest doesn't mean a week, 2 weeks, 3. It means a day. Take a day rest,
Hmm.
right? Let yourself down. Let yourself go. Don't check your social media, right? You won't make all the money in the world. So
Yeah.
rest. It's essential.
Yeah. And we'll go down a rabbit hole when we get into those social media things, right? So even if we're
Definitely.
right, even if we're resting in our bed at the end of the night, we'll get jazzed up going down a rabbit hole about something somebody posted that has no relation to us whatsoever, but we get all fed up, and that's not resting either, right?
No, you have, this is what I do, right?
Mhm.
Um, when I started learning to become a coach, I had to learn that rest is important. And you need to make that time. You need to give yourself that task, right? So what I did personally, I
Mhm.
took off all my notifications and I put timers on individual apps. So 2 hours has passed on Instagram, I'm locked out, I cannot go back in, right? The same thing with Facebook and all those stuff, because I'm always on the phone and it gets exhausting and always
So
talking.
much.
My voice goes. So I need to give myself that task to rest. So there are things that you could do, like taking off your notifications.
Hmm.
Don't have your notifications. Trust me, that changed my life because we're always checking that phone. Always checking that phone. Take off those notifications,
Yep.
set that timer on that app and take your rest. You won't make all the money in the world. Yes, it's important to make your
Yep.
money to pay your bills, but you need that day to rest. One day in the week would not kill you. One day in the week would not make you broke. So
Yep. Yep.
rest.
Yeah, I love that you said that too, because I took off all my notifications on my phone, my email. Well, I might have my email still, actually. My Facebook notifications, my Instagram notifications, my Twitter notifications, even my personal message notifications. I took
Yes.
all of those off,
Yes,
and
the
it
best.
relieves so much stress.
Hmm.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
and anxiety, like
Yes. Oh,
because the pressure of getting a text message, you want to check it, getting an email, well, my email is on because it's important for me to have it on, but like personal messages, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn,
yep.
Twitter, all those are off.
Yeah, it's that
And
unconscious addiction that to that instant gratification. That
yes,
somebody sees me, somebody said something to me, I got to respond because I can be seen. Oh,
mhm,
and that notification is that message.
and we are already programmed to check our phones. Like we're constantly checking our phones.
Constantly.
So getting messages after messages, especially if you're a business owner,
Yeah.
if you're an entrepreneur,
Hmm.
if you're a
Hmm.
coach, you're always getting messages from clients, you're always getting messages from other business
So much.
persons.
Hmm.
Take those notifications off. I promise you it's going to change your life. I did it over 2 years now and I
Yeah.
have not regretted it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it too. I'm about 6 months in, and it's one of the best things I've done. So in the last couple of seconds that we have, what are some tactics that you can advise people to do? Like, just what can you consider rest? What is actually rest?
Self-care. For me, rest is self-care. You
Hmm.
need to take time and treat yourself. Have a long, nice bath with some wine, some champagne, light some candles. Take a day where you just sit and you say your affirmations. For those who don't know what affirmations is, it's positive self-talk. It goes a long way, right? Take some time and journal about things in your life. Take some time and think about who you are presently. That is rest for me. Rest for me is drinking some tea and watching nature, right? Laying down in bed all day. That is rest. Not checking your phone. Switch off your phone for the day. Put on the do not disturb and take time for yourself. It's essential. I promise you, it will change your life. And the simple things matter, which is lying down in bed all day.
Yeah, awesome. I think you gave us some great tools, some great tactics, some great ideas. Unplugging was a big one I heard. Resting in your bed maybe all day, taking a bubble bath sometimes, your self-care sometimes. All of those are so good.
Meditation,
It doesn't. Yeah, one day. Just give yourself one
just
day.
one day. I call it my me day, where it's dedicated to me and no one else.
Yeah, I gotta learn a me day. I don't have one of
Yes,
those.
schedule your me day. You gotta put that in your schedule. Otherwise, you'll always keep saying, "Okay, I could do this today. I could do that today." Schedule it. Give yourself it as a task.
Yeah. I feel like thank you for that invitation. I do feel like I spread my self-care out. I don't have it one day, but I have it in one moment. Like some nights I'll just take the night off. I'm just like, I'm done for the night, and cancel my plans, reschedule my appointments, and I'll just take the night off. And if I have go ahead.
As you said that, right? Something I do as well, and I recommend to my clients highly, is an hour of power every day, where you take an hour to dedicate to your self-love and your self-care. Even if you don't, if you think that a day is too much for you and you have too much going on, take an hour each day. An hour each day would not hurt you. A half an hour each day would not hurt you. Just take that moment and dedicate it to yourself. It's important.
Yeah. And a piece that in there that I think is important to recognize for everybody that was kind of implied through your saying is like, make it a priority.
Make it a priority.
That hour, make it a priority. Schedule it in like it's a business meeting that you're going to get $1 million sale. This is the most important sale of your life.
Yep. The most important for me is when I just get up in the morning. As soon as I get up in the morning, that's my most important hour. That hour sets the tone for my day. And if it's thrown off, I'm not me. So make it a priority. First thing in the morning, last thing in the night.
Awesome. Absolutely. Good. I think we got a lot of good stuff on that. I went over on time because there was just so much good coming from that from you. And I wanted to keep that going because I think rest is probably the most underestimated tool or self-care piece or working piece in the world today. You're so right. Definitely. Rest is amazing. All right. So we're going to go on to my friend, Jeremy Bowers, ask a powerful question. And I know him personally. And him and I delve in a lot of deep personal and deep inner work circles. So I'm glad that he asked this question. He asked, "What are some different ways to let go of regrets?"
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you it in my point of view.
Okay.
I always say everyone has like a different view on things. So for me, thinking that you regret something in your life is like regretting most of the things in life, because let's say you regret the meal you cooked today, or you regret something that you did yesterday. For me, regrets are learning lessons. And regretting that learning lesson is like regretting the foundation, of that thing. Right? So I would say letting go of regret is how would I put it? Okay, letting go of that regret is allowing yourself to be, allowing yourself to know that, that's a learning lesson, right? That is something to learn from and move forward, right? It's just like failure. People look at failure as, oh, I failed this thing. Why did I fail this thing? How could I fail this thing when that was a learning lesson? So just as failure, regret is a learning lesson. Learn from it, build on it, right? apply it to your life. If you did it that way and you regret that you did it that way, do it a different way the next time.
Gotcha.
Right? Don't allow it to pull you down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if I hear you correctly, are you saying that instead of looking at it as a regret, looking at it as a learning opportunity, and
Mhm.
maybe that'll change it from a regret to a skill or
Yes,
to a learning
a learning lesson.
to a learning
Like,
lesson? Okay.
yeah, it would change it from like, okay, I regret this thing to, okay, yes, I did that thing, but I learned from it and now I'm moving on.
Mm, okay. And that will probably tie into your acceptance, right? Your self-acceptance,
Of course,
allowing
you have
yourself to
to
be.
accept that you would make mistakes, and you have to accept that things happen,
Yeah.
and you can't, like, you won't have 100% control
Yeah.
on certain things at all time.
Okay.
So take it as a learning lesson and build on it.
So can I ask you a question about that?
Yes.
Do you think that having regrets
Mhm.
is a little bit of implied perfectionism?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like my
I think that
perfectionist all of a sudden it makes me regret that I didn't do it exactly this way or this happened.
exactly. It's like when you regret that you failed at hockey. Try again or
Yeah.
try a different sport. And I need people to understand that yes, we go to social media and we see the perfect
Yeah.
things, and we look at someone's life and we see the perfect part of that life,
Yeah.
right? But everything is not perfect, right?
Mhm.
Everything is imperfect. We live in an imperfect world, and as soon as you realize that you're human
Mhm.
and it's okay that you did not accomplish this thing the way how you wanted to accomplish it, is the moment you change your life,
Mhm.
because now you allow yourself to make mistakes and you make room to grow.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for that. And I have an idea, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'm going to share one of my regrets that I have.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
It's not like it's not one thing I did a long time ago. It's a recurring regret that I have where
Mhm.
I'm in a lot of social situations and they have like very, very fast talking moments and that comedic humor and all that stuff, that fun stuff. And we're supposed to be doing this. And sometimes they say things that are so stupid and I regret them all the time. And I go home and I'm like stuck in that moment. Like I should have said this. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't. That's one of my big
Oh
regrets.
no.
So how do I
You
get rid
said
of that?
what you had to say at that time, and the conversation happened how it was supposed to happen. You
Okay.
don't need to regret that, right? And I think that is where a lot of people pull regret into play, where they think that they should have said this so because they were around that person, or they should have did this because they was around that person. No, you did what you had to do, and
Okay.
you allow yourself to be human,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You allow yourself to share that humor, to make a mistake, and not even a mistake, well, to say something,
Yeah.
and not all the time you're going to say the perfect thing,
Oh man, I should.
right?
I
Oh no,
better.
you
I
shouldn't.
need to.
Like, you're human. Like, we are not going to be like, okay, this time I'm going to walk in that room and I'm going to say this and it's going to be perfect, and everything that comes out of my mouth is going to be in like
I try.
proper English, and I'm going to be like this and I'm going to be like that. No, like, sometimes I be
Want to so
talking to,
bad. I want to so bad.
yeah, like, sometimes I be talking to international clients,
Yeah.
and I am from like a small island, and my accent come out, and sometimes
Mhm.
I would be like, Crystal, did you just say this in like your Trini accent? Like, did they understand what you say? Like,
Yeah.
how could
Yeah.
you make that accent? But then I'm like, that's where I'm from. How
Yeah.
could I stop that? You know,
Uh,
sometimes I would say something, sometimes I would make a joke, sometimes I would laugh at something
yeah.
serious. Like, that is life, and you're human. It doesn't make you indifferent, it doesn't make you less perfect. We're all imperfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Right.
Awesome. I love that you talked
And
about getting back to that
you don't know if that, yeah, you don't know if that after you left the conversation they like, that guy was the most funniest guy I ever met in my
True.
life,
True.
and that was the most awesome thing I ever heard in my life.
True,
We
true.
don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. So, don't
So
assume.
yeah, I'm good at that. I'm good at assuming, but I
Yeah,
like that
don't
you
don't
tied it in
assume.
with self-acceptance at the end there about your own story around your international clients, because yeah, it
Yeah,
is true. Once you get into it, you realize, I am from Trinity. That is my accent. That's who I
of
am.
course.
I'd be
Exactly.
lying if you didn't say it like that.
Exactly. Like that's my accent. I can't do anything for that. And if
Mhm,
it comes out every now and then in between, so what? I'm
mhm.
from here.
Yep, that's right. That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. I hope Jeremy got some good information from that.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna reach
sure.
out to
I
him
hope
and
you
make
got
sure that he gets this. I don't know if he knows that I'm doing this, but that I'm asking this question. But I always do this. I always send my friends. I'm like, hey, your question was answered. So if you want your
yeah.
question answered, you really have a question. Again, send me your question. I'll ask it, and we'll have you on here, and maybe you can have a coaching conversation with Crystal or whoever's on here next. Are you ready to go
Definitely.
on to the next one?
Yes.
All right. So the next one is from Marge Dawson, into another coaching platform that I'm organized with and I work with a lot. They ask, how can I find the energy and motivation? And it wasn't tied to any specific subject. So how can a person find energy and motivation?
I would say again, rest.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. In order for you to have that energy, you have
Okay.
to rest and you have to take care of yourself. And in order to keep that motivation going, you have to keep pushing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to keep telling yourself that regardless of what, I'm going to get this thing, I'm going to do this thing, whatever it may be, whatever you're looking for motivation for. It could be to buy a new vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
What is the means? What is the ways? Push yourself, talk to yourself, motivate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be your number one cheerleader and supporter. You are your number one fan. So your motivations come from you. Speak your affirmations, positive self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
That is a way to get you in the moment. I have this thing, regardless of what, I'm gonna get this thing, right? Write it out,
Mm-hmm.
journal about it,
Yeah.
write a list,
Yeah.
right? Find ways and niches to motivate yourself, right? Listen to some inspirational
Mm-hmm.
um, videos,
Mm-hmm.
look at some stuff, listen to some stuff, call someone who motivates you, who gets you hyped.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Would it be accurate to say that a little further self-exploration would
Oh, yeah,
uncover some of this motivation and energy?
definitely.
Okay.
Do your inner work.
Yeah.
Um,
The answer
yeah,
for everything is do your inner work.
do your inner work, because sometimes people lack motivation because
Yep.
they can't see what they are worth. Find your worth.
Mm,
Do your inner work. Go within and find the reason why you're lacking motivation in that thing,
mhm,
right? Write it down. What you want to do different with yourself? What you're doing now that isn't motivating you? Do that differently,
mhm,
right? Learn who you are. What motivates you best? Is it videos? Is it writing? Is it going out there and work out and thinking about the thing that you want?
mm.
Find the things that motivate you.
Absolutely. And I thought I heard you say something that was pretty big in there. Where I think it was work, but I think I heard you say wound. I heard you say that in order, some people can't get what they want out of life or can't find their motivation because their inner wound. They can't get past their inner wound. And I was like,
The,
in that moment, I don't know if you saw me, but I was like, oh,
oh yeah, they can't. They okay. So for me, right?
yeah.
Um, I'm spiritual as well. So I believe that you need to get your energy right
Hmm.
in order to have that energy, in order to have that spur, that burst of motivation, in
Hmm.
order to just be hyped. You need to learn to heal.
Hmm.
Most people are depressed. Most people are
Hmm.
hurting from something that
Yep.
has them right in it has them second guessing themselves and second guessing what they are capable of. So you need to dig deep within and you need to work on yourself from the childhood trauma
Mm.
to the relationship trauma, everything. if you work on these things and you learn yourself and you learn to love who you are and you learn your worth, motivation becomes so much easier,
Hmm.
right? Um,
I love that.
like for me, I wanted to start doing more stuff like this.
Hmm.
And I always procrastinated because I'm like, would people like me? Would I go on the camera and freeze up? Would I do this? Would I do that? Would I stutter? What would happen? Would they think that I'm too much? Would they think that I talk too loudly? Like I had all these overthinking thoughts in my head. And I had to find myself in order to say, yes, Tony, I'm ready to do this. I'm coming on here tonight and I'm going to talk from a place of truth. I'm going to talk from what I know. I had to learn myself and I had to learn to become that person. And I had to stop doing things in order to do this.
Mm, beautiful. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. So in order to find your energy, it sounds like some self-exploration, maybe some inner work, and really finding what you love. And the key
Yes.
is, to all that is probably rest.
And loving you. You need to love yourself too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
starts with you, nobody else.
God, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, love
It
yourself
starts with
for
you.
sure.
Love yourself. Love yourself like you have never loved someone before.
Yeah, yeah. Love yourself how you feel like you deserve to be loved. Show
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love it.
Hmm.
Love it. I try to love myself like that. It's very tough. Very
You
tough.
have to make it mandatory.
Yeah, mandatory love.
Mandatory. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So next question is from Isabel Belais, I believe, if I pronounce it correctly, from that same coaching
Yeah.
same coaching channel. She asks, is there a destiny, a providence for everyone, or are we choosing every step at free will?
We're choosing.
Yeah.
We're definitely choosing. We are creating, we are manifesting, we are choosing every step of the way. So that is why I say you need to love yourself,
Yeah.
because you need to show the world how you want to be loved. You're choosing every single moment of every single day. So choose wisely.
Yeah.
Think before you choose. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Right? So you're choosing every step of the way. You're choosing. You're choosing who you become, who you want to be. Definitely.
Yeah. Indifference is also a choice. Yeah.
Yes.
Inaction is also a choice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Definitely. Procrastination is a choice,
Hmm.
right? Lack of self-love is a choice.
Hmm.
Lack of motivation is a choice. Like there, I I always say there is always other choices. If you think there's no choice, there is a choice. You
Yeah.
just need to sit, allow yourself to be. That is where rest comes in
Hmm.
beautifully. Sit, allow yourself to be, and you would find another option.
Hmm.
You would find another option as long as you tell yourself there is another choice. There
Hmm.
has to be another choice. I know this is nothing. There is other choices, and most of the time there's more than one choice,
Hmm.
right? So you're choosing, and as you say, inaction, lack of motivation, all of those are choices. Procrastination, it's a choice.
So are we gonna like every choice that we make?
Of course not. You're not going to like every choice. No. This is where I say, where we go back to, making time to rest,
Hmm.
right? Not everything that you choose you would like. But if you think about it and you really ask yourself, is this what I want to do? Is this who I am?
Hmm.
Is this the choice that I want to make?
Hmm.
How is this choice going to affect me? Right? Then you start choosing consciously. You
Hmm.
start being aware of what you're choosing, because people choose a lot of stuff and don't know that they chose that.
Hmm.
They don't know that they brought that energy to them,
Hmm.
right? They don't know that action led to that reaction. A lot of people do
Right.
that. So if you sit and you think and you ask yourself these questions, it allows you to choose consciously
Hmm.
to be okay with the choices that you make, to be okay with the results that you get from those choices.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you said that too, because it's important to note that not every choice has a direct impact, has a direct
No,
consequence.
no.
Sometimes they're
Yeah.
indirect. And I work around a lot of health coaching material, and
Mm-hmm.
food specifically is the hardest thing to identify the direct impact, because it's kind of indirect, right? I mean, it's direct, but it's felt indirectly. Like if I think I had a cheeseburger today, and I'm gonna feel that. And I'm gonna feel that in my body,
Definitely.
and I'm gonna look at myself tomorrow and be like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
heavier here because of that cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, in the moment it is nice, you enjoy it. But
Mhm.
if you had said to yourself, do I really want to eat this cheeseburger because of the repercussions it's gonna cause? Am I really looking forward to that? And then you're like, nah, that's too much. That's too much energy. Let me go and get a salad.
That's what I should have done. I'm probably gonna go get a salad after this to make up for it. and
Yeah.
and it's so important to identify that everything is a choice.
Yes.
But, or and is what we say, and not every choice has an immediate impact.
No,
So the choices that we
definitely.
make today may
Ripple
have
effect.
impacts and repercussions for weeks or months later,
Yep.
right?
A ripple effect choice,
Mm-hmm.
right? You did something or you chose to do something now and it affects you maybe a year down the road, 2 months down the road, 3 months, 4 months. It's the
Mm-hmm.
ripple effect. And you're like, why is this happening to me? It's because of a choice you made in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something you did, something you said, something, and you chose to do that. You chose to say that,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a ripple effect and it always comes back. Your choices are just like how they say, oh, the wheel is a circle. What you give out, you get back. You put that choice out into the universe, you're going to get back the ripple effect. Whether it's now or whether it's a year down the road, 2 years down the road, it's going to come back.
That's right. That's right.
That's where
Yep.
conscious choices comes into play, so that you set your mind up to deal with that thing if it has a negative impact.
So much. It is so
Mhm.
much. And it's the choice is such a powerful thing. And I wish we would do just a whole life coach's corner on choice itself, because it's so huge and magnificent and
Oh
complex.
yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
and
Yes,
and
I wish people would
and
do
and the
how
big
much more
message I
choice.
think you were trying to say is it's your choice. We make the choice
You
every
make
time.
the choice, nobody else.
Yep.
It because people likes to blame their choices on other people and other
Mhm.
things. And honey, the choice was yours. You did it. You took your
Mhm.
hands, you used your lips, you did that. No one else.
I love the excuse I was late to work for X, Y, and Z, which some of them are legitimate, but a lot of times they're late to work because they chose to get ready late. They chose to shower late. They chose to have a phone call longer. They chose
Hmm.
to wait too long to get their kids to the babysitter. They chose to take a route that they knew that construction was going on in there and end up having to be, a huge delay in construction. These are all choices.
They chose to sleep that extra 5 minutes in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they chose that. People love to do that, sleep that extra 10, 15 minutes, and their alarm goes off and they
Rolling
take it off,
through.
take it off, take it off, and
Yep. Yep.
5 minutes before work they're getting ready. You chose that, honey. So when you get
Mhm.
to work and you get fired, that was your
Your
choice.
choice. It was an impact
Mhm.
of the choices that you made. Yep. I
Yep.
love that. I love that too, because I always want to challenge people. In this is what the Life Coaches Corner is about, and what coaching is about. If you get a coach out there, hopefully Crystal, she will challenge you. And that's what we're supposed to
Definitely.
do. Don't force us to let you sit in your misery without knowing what the responsibility is.
And listen, honey, I goes in. I goes in.
Yeah. Good. 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 I
Yeah.
love that. I'm glad we touched on choice. All right,
Yeah.
so I have a question now. And
Yes.
this is particular, somewhat for clients, somewhat for people who want to be coached, and somewhat for
Mhm.
coaches too. I think it's
Yes.
important because people don't know a lot of times how they act, and people don't know a lot of times how they come across. So the one things that I want to ask is, who are the hardest people to coach?
people who don't want to be coached, people who are forced to coach. I don't coach a client unless they come to me for it.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
I have that discovery call for you and you don't sound hyped to coach with me, I'm not going to coach you,
Mm-hmm.
because I give energy when I'm coaching, and I come to my coaching sessions hyped
Mm-hmm.
because I'm ready to change your life. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that you are ready to change your life, because this isn't for me. This is for you.
That's right.
Right. So the
Right.
hardest people to coach for me is those who don't want to be coached, those who are forced by family members and friends to go get coached. You have to say on your own that you want to be coached. You have to say on your own that you want to do different, that you want to be
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Right. So the hardest people to coach is those who don't want to be better, those who are
Yeah.
stuck in their ways and don't want change. If you don't want change, then it makes no sense that I am coaching you. I'm not going to do it, right? Because I want to know that you're going to take all of this energy that I'm giving and you're going to put it into use and do my work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And even to the people out there that think they know it all, and
Mm-hmm.
they know
You,
more than the coach. Same.
no, honey.
You hired
No.
me. You hired me. So listen, right?
Listen, I had a client like that.
Yeah.
And after the first session, I did not coach her again.
Yep. Good. Good for you.
Right? I am not going to do it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have the time, the energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it, right? I am not going to do it. You're not going to come to a session. And if it is, I tell you to do this or to do that, you're like, no, but what if I do it that way? No,
Mm-hmm.
I am giving you techniques that I've been using with all my clients. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to give you something different. So if you think that you knew it all before you came to the session,
Right.
then you
Right.
should not have come.
Right.
Right? And that is it. You should not have come. That means that you don't want to be coached. You want to coach the coach.
Yeah.
And I already have a coach. Right? So I'm not going to do it. I always tell people that I would drop a coaching contract in the blink of an eye, because coaching for me is sharing what I know,
Mm-hmm.
and authentically doing it. So you're not going to switch my things around and say you get that coaching from me. You're not going to tell anyone, well, I told her I'm going to do it this way, so I did it. No, you're not going to do
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
right? We are going to sit civilizedly, and we're going to exchange our words, and we're going to do this thing the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that there's a big underlying message too, right? Where just be open to what the coach has to say. You
Yes,
know,
please.
come in open to the coach and
Hmm.
asking for help and willing to work on the things that you're asked to work on. If you're
Yes, please.
defiant, if you're, I think the big message is the hardest people to coach are defiant clients.
Yes.
Oh, be
Yes,
open.
please. And I believe also, as a coach, when you start portraying the energy that you want from a client, those clients gravitate towards you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I had that issue when I just started coaching. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have issues with clients anymore. None. None. My clients go straight through their coaching program, and they never come back for coaching because it was that good.
Yeah.
So I believe that as long as you give that energy out and you let the universe know what you want, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to get those ideal clients with no issues,
Yeah.
right? You just have to set your foot down.
Right, right. The clients that just want to come in and put the work in because they're
Yes,
ready.
yes. They're hungry for it. I want to know that you're
Hungry.
hungry for it.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Come in hungry, ready to
Hungry.
be
Yes.
coached.
Yes,
I
I
love
want
it.
to know that you're hungry for it. And I'd be like, you ready? In the first session, they'd be like, no. I'm like, you sure you're not ready? Because I'm going to give you some information now. And at the end of the session, they're so hyped and they're ready and they,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Trying
is
to
what I want. I
conquer the
want you to be
world.
hungry.
Yeah, yeah. We hope to feed that too. Feed that hunger. So you come into the coaching session hungry and you
Mm,
leave hungrier for more. and you go out and you
Yes.
take on the world. That's what
Yes.
feeds us as coaches. Oh, what about you? I shouldn't speak for you. Does that feed
It,
you as a
it,
coach?
it definitely feeds me. And after the session, they be texting me and they be like, when is the other session? When we're having a session, when I'm
Yeah.
signing the contract. Yeah, I want to know that you're hungry. And then I'd be like, okay, let's sign the contract tonight. Let's start coaching.
Yes, yes, it's beautiful, and it's what lights my fire. It's
Yeah,
truly what lights my fire.
ignites. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love when my clients come and tell me, Crystal, look, I love everything that you told me, and I love that session. It feeds my soul. It makes me know that I'm doing what I'm set out to do. It makes me know that I'm serving the purpose that I want to serve, which is to help people help themselves. And it's just a privilege to be this young and help so many people. And let
Mhm.
me tell you, coaches, continue doing your coaching. You're going to find those clients.
Mhm.
They're going to come to you. You just have to keep doing it. Keep being you. Be authentic.
Mhm. Yeah, keep honing your craft because it may not be
Yes,
today, but the day will come. Keep
it
honing your
will come.
craft.
It will
Yep.
come.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. So
It will
we
come.
have two audience members here. So if they want to say they have a question or anything, just type it into the message, type it in the chat box, and what I'll do is I'll let Crystal close with anything that she'd like to close with. And if we have a question, I'll open it up to the audience member to come on and ask that and have that their own
Okay.
coaching moment because we have a couple of minutes before we close. And if no one wants to ask any questions, we'll just head to close. So Crystal,
Okay.
if there's anything that you want to say, finish, close on, any words of wisdom, and if you have an affirmation.
Yeah. Any words of affirmation? I just want to say, take your rest, right? Just touching back on what we spoke about, take your rest, love yourself. The love starts with you. If it is you don't love yourself, you don't know your worth, you can't give that love, because how do you know what that love is like when you have not experienced it? You have not given it to yourself, right? Take those moments and realize that failure is the foundation for success, right? And that is in those times you see how much you can accomplish. You see how much you're willing to do for this thing, for that thing, right? So I just want to say, my loves,
Mm.
keep yourself positive, keep your words of affirmations positive, and don't speak down on yourself. That's the number one flaw with people. They love to speak down on themselves. Don't do it. Lift yourself up, regardless of how much you may think that you don't look good, your hairstyle isn't good enough, your facial structure isn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Keep yourself up. You're number one cheerleader. You are.
Mm, thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
I believe it now. I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
Yes, you
go.
are. You are. You better cheer yourself on and you better tell yourself to rest, because if you keep going and you collapse, there's no more going to go.
Yeah, tomorrow's a rest day for me.
Yes.
I've been go, go,
Right.
go. Tomorrow's a rest day for me. But Crystal, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, sharing a piece of your practice. I hope to
Yes.
inspire you with these conversations, and maybe you can come on again. Maybe we can do some more stuff together.
Definitely.
This is amazing, and you're so
Yes,
beautiful
this
and
was
amazing.
amazing. Yes, definitely amazing. I would love to come on again. I love talking about love and self-love and
Mm,
self-worth. So I'm here
awesome.
for it.
Beautiful,
I'm
beautiful.
here for it. I'm here for talking about choices as well, because
Yes, that's huge.
no,
That's
people
huge.
and their choices.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun. The time passed so quickly, I didn't
I
even
know.
realize.
It's crazy,
It
right?
passed so quick.
So crazy.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody tuning in. Thank you to the audience members that came on. I love to do this. My name again is Tony Longobardi at the Life Coaches Corner. We do this the second Monday of every month. And this is the fourth or fifth episode, but I'm going to keep doing this because as you
Yes,
see how much
please.
good stuff comes out of this,
Yeah.
more to come.
Please keep doing it, because you're amazing. And life coaches need this opportunity to let their
For
voice be
sure.
heard, because too many people think that life coaching is therapy. Honey, we are not therapists.
Not.
We're not. We're not psychologists,
Nope.
physiologists. We're not that.
Apologists. None of that. Yeah.
None of that.
No, we work and operate similar in those fields, but what we do differently is we genuinely want you to go from point A to point positive, whatever that is, point
Yes.
positive, point amazing, point fundamentally beautiful, point fundamentally happy.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right.
Cool. Thank you so much, Crystal Foyle, again. And we'll see you soon next time.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Bye.
Bye.